Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I'm trying to get this camera situated into the beanbag. It is currently 11:09 p.m. on this very nice Tuesday evening going into Wednesday morning. It is currently 52 degrees outside. And I was just listening to a little Christmas music on the Hallmark Christmas station. Nat King Cole, Caroling, Caroling. But I was listening to that. Trans-Siberian Orchestra was the song before. I like them. Sometimes they could get to be a little like too, but I do like some of their softer stuff. I have 2 Diet Cokes with me tonight. I'm getting ready to go and meet my good Judy Ballerini at the casino tonight for just a little penny slots. Oh, I almost poured over it. Little penny slots, you know, hang out, have a little soda pop while I'm there, maybe a cup of coffee, and hang out with Ballerini for a little bit, and then come on home. And I'm going to listen to this audio short story novella that I'm listening to, which is called If the Fates Allow by Rainbow Rowell. And it's just new, it just came out. I love Rainbow Rowell so much. I don't so much, though, love her Simon Snow books. I like the concept of it. I think the first one was called Carry On, and I read that. It was very long. And I think she has 2 more out since then. The last, maybe just one. The last one I bought on Audible, and I haven't listened to it because I wanted to. I mean, I love her as an author, and those are the only ones that I haven't read. But so if you don't know what that is, so Rainbow Rowell wrote young adult fiction, and she wrote Fangirl, which is like one of my favorite young adult books of life. And then I'm trying to figure out what to do with this Diet Coke can because now I only have. Trying to fill this glass up all the way. I think I have my Grinch glass tonight. I do, my Grinch glass. There's the Grinch. Cheers to the Grinch. My friend tonight at the meeting, she had a Grinch necklace on. She was very proud of it. It was cute. And she had a different one, she said, from back in the day, and this was like the 2018 Grinch necklace. She was telling me all about it. But anyway, what was I saying? So Rainbow Rowell wrote Fangirl back in the day that I loved. That was like the first book of hers that I read. And then she wrote some other books. And then she wrote like 2 or 3 adult books that I read. And she's written some novellas and some short stories. I've read those as well. One of my favorites actually of hers is a novella. I don't remember what it was called, but it was about this girl that her dad like loved Star Wars movies, and so she would go to the Star Wars movies with her dad, and then he had like passed away, so she was going to the new Star Wars movie that was coming out. And so it's about like her sitting outside of the Star Wars movie theater the night before the movie started and the people that she met. It was really good. She's very Rainbow Rowell is like cynically funny in her writing, but very true to like how people really are. So anyway, If the Fates Allow is a short story novella about a woman that, like, nobody in her family, I think she's probably 30 or 40 in the book, and nobody in her family, besides her grandfather and her, have been, like, social distancing during the lockdown and all that kind of stuff. And so she has quarantined for 2 weeks so that she and her grandfather can spend Christmas together. And she just got there and they just put the food on the table, and that's where I'm at in it. So anyway, that's the book that I'm reading. I finished last night. I finished the book for Peter Monn's book club, which was what was the book called? When Christmas Comes. You know, I ended up giving it 3 stars. I thought it was very well written. I just don't think I like his and I have a feeling all of his books are kind of told the same way. I just don't really like his storytelling. Andrew Clavin, I mean, he seems like a very talented author, technically and storytelling wise and stuff like that. It just was very dark, and that's okay. You know, I like kind of like dark Christmas stories as well. And it was a murder mystery that happened. It was just woven with this background story that, first of all, I figured out the mystery like halfway through the book, which is always so irritating to me. And the main character in the book, who's like a detective but not really a detective, he says like several times through the book that like people ask him to solve these cases because he just all of a sudden, like, everything comes together in his mind. I can't remember. There's a saying that he says, and he's like, just all of a sudden it all comes together in my mind, and I figure everything out. And I'm like, well, I figured it out about, 50 pages ago, so I must have that talent too, and nobody's asking me to solve murders. But anyway, I finished that last night, and very late. And then, because I vlogged late, I got up at like, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 4:30, and I vlogged, and then I listened to the book after that. And then I got home, and I couldn't sleep, so I sat down and I watched the newest episode of Dragula. I think I started the Rainbow Rowell book today. I may have started it late last night, I don't remember. I'm literally like 16 minutes into it, but it's real short. It's like an hour or something, hour and 9 minutes long. So I figure it doesn't matter if it counts for a book or not because I've already met my goal. I already met my goal of 102 books, so now whatever I read is just extra, right? And the new Jacqueline Frost book came out, and I'm gonna read that next when I finish this. The Christmas Tree Farm Murder Mystery, Cozy Mystery. The third one in the series. Anyway, I watched, it's called The Last Supper on Dragula, and it was like all of the castmates got together for like a reunion show. It was good. It was very heated, actually. It's always interesting to me, though, when they reference RuPaul's Drag Race on Dragula. Like, they won't come out and say, and I don't know if maybe they can't, but they won't come out and say, like, RuPaul's Drag Race. They'll say other reality shows, which I always think is interesting. But you know what is crazy is, do you know that those people that are on Dragula, do you know that they get like a lot of negativity from RuPaul's Drag Race fans? I don't even understand that. Like, I'm like, it's all drag. Like, can we not just be like kind to one another? The fandoms of RuPaul's Drag Race in those shows like Dragula are like, apparently they're kind of ruthless to each other. I mean, even like within the world of RuPaul's Drag Race, like the fans of one, queen will come after like the fans of another queen, or come after the other queen. I mean, it's like sometimes like really ruthless, and I'm like, okay, it's a reality show. Everybody takes everything so personally anymore when it comes to pop culture. I feel like it wasn't like that before social media. I really do believe that. Like, I feel like before Facebook and Twitter and everything, it was like, people didn't take all of that so seriously. It's like you could have conversations and share your opinions, and people didn't get all heated about it and stuff. It's like, I've had friends of mine post stuff on Facebook, and I don't get on there and just go through it all the time. Although it feels like in the last 6 months I have been a little bit more, but I still don't get on there very much. For a while I was trying to keep up with the Vloggerino stuff, and I'll go over there and check in, but it's like there's so many posts that I like missed a lot of them. But I had a friend of mine post something. I can't even remember what it was now, honestly, because that's how little it meant to me. But it was something about pop culture. It was somebody famous, like about like Beyonce or Jennifer Lopez or something. You know what I think it was about? I think it was about the Super Bowl halftime show with like Shakira and stuff. And they said something about it, and they were like really upset about it. And so when I saw them, about like, something like, why would we ask Shakira to be the halftime show? Or it was just that. It wasn't really that deep. And so, like, when I saw them, I said, are you still real heated over the Shakira thing? Like, I was joking, you know? And they were like, they got, like, real upset. They were like, what do you mean? Like, I have a right to my opinion. And I'm like, it's literally the halftime show, the Super Bowl, and you're losing your mind over it, okay? And now you're mad at me because I joked with you about it? Hold your horses. Like, let's just back up a little bit. And I think that that's kind of like it's like social media and the ability for people to sit behind a keyboard and communicate their opinions about things. I'm no different. I do it in YouTube videos, you know what I mean? But I just don't take it to that level. I don't take it that seriously. There's literally, not even Stevie Nicks, okay? There is nobody, pop culture-wise, that I would defend that, to those lengths, right? A, because I realize that people are human beings and they mess up too. And B, I just don't care that deeply about anybody that's, I know they're not taking a bullet for me, you know what I mean? Like, they don't even know who I am, so why would I care? But I do think that it is kind of like, it has built this whole idea of, we're all entitled to our opinion and I'm gonna defend it till the grave and all this kind, it's just this craziness to me, it just really is. So anyway, but I finished that and then I watched Dragula and then I tried to go to bed and then I had such a hard time falling asleep. So I fell asleep, but I slept super late. And then I got up and I made a couple videos, which my Peterisms video and my Peter Does Stuff video I had to post after I got back home from my meeting because they were uploading them while I was gone, and so was my vlog. Oh, you guys, last night, okay, so last night I got home, and just to put it in perspective, it was so late, it was like 5 or 6 when I finally finished that book, and I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Tammy, tweeted me and said, you haven't posted, so if you did, thank you, because the vlog would never have gone up. I thought I had posted the vlog like hours before, and said like, hey, like you haven't posted your vlog and you haven't made an announcement yet. And I was like, oh shoot. And so, I posted my vlog and got that up. But I know people are like catching up, and like yesterday's vlog was really long, and I didn't get that up till like an hour ago because I was trying to get this stuff done. Oh my gosh, look at these lights, they're so pretty. Look at this, this was the tree I was talking about yesterday, and look, they have like done everything out there now. Look at all of that. Is that not so pretty? Tanya and I were looking at all the Christmas lights tonight. There's so many pretty Christmas lights. I feel like everybody's finally got all their stuff done, which is up, and which is really nice. What was I gonna say? Tanya just kept on saying, look at those lights, they're so pretty. Look at those lights. Well, what I should do is I should drive through where she was talking about, because they really were pretty. Maybe tomorrow night. So, got some videos up, went to my meeting, picked Tanya up on the way. I said I was going to be there at 7:20, and I ended up getting there at like 7:35. Well, we got to the meeting early and had a great meeting. Topic was gratitude in my group tonight. We talked about gratitude in action. And it was a really good meeting, and I got to see a lot of friends of mine. And next Tuesday, I will be getting my coin. And then I'm going to go out to dinner with a couple friends of mine after the meeting next Tuesday, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, it seems bizarre to me. Like, I was standing outside today. So anyway, took Tanya to get a fountain pop, filled up my gas tank. I got a case of, well, not a case, I got 15 cans of Diet Coke. They have like Diet Pepsi, and they had 12 cans, and then they had these 15 can cases. I've never seen a 15 can case of Diet Coke. So I got the Diet Coke and filled up my gas tank, and then took Tanya home. She had to work all day today. She was exhausted because she had just gotten back from Florida, and so she worked from like 9 to 4:30, she said, and just like nonstop. And so she was ready to get home. Oh, she was gonna eat a little, she said she was hungry, she hadn't eaten all day, so she was gonna eat something, a little snack or something. And then she's gonna watch a little TV and go to bed. So I got her home. And then, what else? I guess I should drink some of my Diet Coke since I poured it. What else? But I'm not gonna make tonight's vlog super long. Actually, I'm gonna make it like a little bit of a shorter vlog because I just want people to be able to catch up on the other vlogs and stuff. Oh, so then I dropped Tanya off and I came home and I uploaded the Peterisms video, my Peter Does Stuff video, which they were late, and my vlog all at the same time. So a lot of stuff for people to watch. And that's it. Thursday I have a hair appointment. Friday we're going out to dinner for Aaron's daughter Maddie's graduation, which I'm excited about that. And I have to look and see what time that is. I don't remember what time it is. And then Saturday I feel like Alex has something. He's got a lot of like stuff this week. Tomorrow night he has dinner with a friend of his girlfriend that he used to work with that he hasn't seen in forever. And then Thursday night, he has a dinner with like a couple girls that he hasn't seen in forever. Because a lot of people like at Christmas time, you know, get together for all that. And then Friday we have dinner. And then Saturday, he said he wasn't sure, but he thought that he had maybe something to do. Like a birthday party to go out to or something like that. I'm like, whatever. I might do a live stream one of those nights. I think I might do it Wednesday or Thursday, honestly. I had fun doing the live stream the other day. And then Sunday we have brunch, and then it's the week of Christmas. And I don't know what his work schedule is like next week. He usually has like he usually takes off the whole week of Christmas, but I think he's not this year. But, although that's not true because he told me that he's got so much extra time that he might take some days off, but I kind of feel like he was going to do that like the week after Christmas. So, Alex's cousin, Maya, is coming into town from Las Vegas. I'm real excited to see her. Got her Christmas present at home. And, yeah, it's going to be fun. So, Christmas Day is at Caroline's house, and Christmas Eve is at Alex's mom's house. And then I think it's just going to be like the four of us, and then Caroline might come over after she gets back from dinner or something. If she wants, I'll go pick her up. She lives just right down the street from Alex's mom, which is really nice. And, she was so funny. She was like, Alex's mom is just so easygoing. She's like so fun. I'm like, yeah, she's totally fun. And she just is relaxed and easy. She's like, because Caroline, she wasn't really worried, but she was like, no, I mean, because she doesn't know anybody. I said, Caroline, I said, Alex's mom can just kind of like float into any situation. And when we were going to Newfields, she was supposed to go with us and she didn't end up going, and to the Christmas lights. And Melissa was like, nah, his mom's not going to feel weird about going with all of us. I said, no. I said, she's totally fun. Like, she molds into any group and she has a blast. And she's, you know, and she had a great time at Thanksgiving. So she would love if Caroline came over there for a little bit, you know. Plus, I really would like Caroline to see what like a traditional, you know, Venezuelan Christmas Eve is like, and maybe even try a little bit of the food and stuff. I think she would really get a kick out of that. So we might do that on, okay, this is the bad battery. I gotta remember this because I got one battery that goes over an hour and some minutes, and then this is the bad battery because it's at 19 minutes and it's already at the halfway mark. This battery I just need to get rid of. So Broderpool is dead tonight. It's 11:30. There's like some college kids here. Is it exams week? I feel like this is exams week though, right? And then next week everybody's going home for Christmas, or are kids already home for Christmas? Usually, like around Christmas, this is packed. Well, it's a Tuesday night, isn't it? Tuesday's not a busy night to go out. Nobody really goes out on a Tuesday night, do they? I guess Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays are kind of the big nights to go out. I went out every night back in the day. So, cried my eyes out in the meeting tonight, which was really good, talking a little bit. I've like been missing my mom weirdly, but I've been telling kind of like strange stories about her, like not my typical stories that I tell about my mom, but I was just sharing some stuff about my mom. We were talking about gratitude, and I was saying that we were talking about gratitude as an action, but I was saying, you know, that like everything that I have in my life is a direct result of my sobriety, you know, and like just even my relationship with my mom that I was able to have, and being present for her life and being present for her death and all of it, you know. And, you know, I talked about it the other day on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I was reading through the comments tonight, and I got this comment from somebody, and it was such a genuinely kind comment, and I thought, like, because I'm not a parent, so I don't think that way, right? And it was a mother, and she said, it breaks my heart to think someday my son will miss me. Like, she said something like, will miss me as much. I don't think she compared it to me. She just said, it breaks my heart to think that one day my son will miss me so much and I won't be there to console him. And I thought, oh wow, that is such a pure thought. Like, I love that, you know? Got to see one of my friends get a year token tonight, which is so cool. It is so awesome. I mean, any you know, sobriety birthday is awesome, but when you get to see somebody get a year, like, it's really cool, because like they've made it through everything. They've made it through every Tuesday, every Monday, every Friday, every summer, winter, spring, fall. You know, every excuse that you can come up with in a year to use, you know, every holiday. They've made it through all of that. And I can remember making it at my year sobriety day, and I can remember thinking that, like, I have literally made it through everything in a year. I mean, not everything that I'm ever going to encounter in my life, like the passing of somebody or whatever, but like, you know, like really close to me, or like a wedding. I did go to a wedding in my first year sober, though, my cousin's wedding. But I can remember just thinking, I made it through my birthday, I made it through Christmas, I made it through this, you know, I made it through everything, right? Like, there's no excuse for me not to stay sober now, because I've shown myself that I can stay sober through whatever, you know? Because I think as alcoholics, we really trick ourselves. Like, you know, we say like, oh, it's, you know, such a nice day outside, I want just a beer to sit on the front porch and, you know, just enjoy the nice day, or I've worked so hard, I deserve a drink, or, you know, I'm really sad, I want to have a drink, or I'm really happy, I want a drink to celebrate, you know, or how am I going to not drink at a wedding, you know, or with champagne, or, you know, if somebody dies, how am I mean, and so it's so strange when you've made it through so many of those situations, and then you convince yourself, you know what, I can do this more than I thought I can, you know, and you really can. And for any of you out there that are still within your first year, and you're at 60 days or 90 days, you got this. You've already proven it to yourself, right? Because I really think this, I really believe this, you know, all we are given is a daily reprieve, 24 hours, right? If we get up and we stay sober for the day, that's all we have. And when I get up tomorrow morning, I'll do my best to stay sober for tomorrow. The thing is this, as corny as it sounds when we talk about one day at a time, put one foot in front of the other, it really truly is one day at a time for all of us, you know? And if I can stay sober one day at a time, I can stay sober for as long as I want. All I have to do is just one day at a time, you know? And when I got sober, it was literally sometimes minute by minute, hour by hour. You know, I've told this story on here before, but I can remember sitting at my, like, countertop in my kitchen that I had these two stools on, and I would have, like, my dealer's names listed, and I would look at the clock, and I would say, like, oh, it's 11:33. If I can just make it to 12, then I can walk down to the liquor store. I could call one of my dealers, you know? And so I would have all these scraps of paper with people's numbers on it that they had given me at meetings, and I would be like, okay, I would call this person and this person until I finally got a hold of somebody, and I'd just be like, I want to use. And it was just as simple as that. And they'd be like, well, what's making you want to use? I don't know. I just, I want to get effed up, you know? Like, I want to be drunk. I don't want to think about stuff today. It really wasn't that deep, you know? Looking back, I don't know how, I don't think I knew. It wasn't like this physical, like, I had to drink or I was going to die. I don't remember really ever feeling like that. I remember waking up in the morning and being shaky and knowing that if I drank, because I was going to drink, it wasn't a question of if I drank or not. I knew I was going to drink. But I remember waking up in the morning and thinking to myself, well, alcohol take the shaking away. We already know that. So let's just get started, right? Which then later, when I found like Vicodin, that helped so much too with that whole situation, which that was a mess. But you know, like, I don't remember when I was in treatment. Now that's a different story. I don't remember when I was out, because I always knew that I had alcohol. I always knew that I could drink or use, right? So I don't remember thinking to myself, like, I gotta use. Like, I don't remember that. I just remember thinking to myself, yeah, I'll do this tomorrow. Or, well, how can I possibly not drink tonight? Like, I'm going out with my friends. Or thinking to myself, I'm so sad, like, I need a drink. You know, like, or a drink would make us better. I'm gonna go get a 6-pack of beer and, a pint of, God, I love Southern Comfort at the end. I don't know what that was about. I just remember that. But, it was cheap. I think it's part of it. But, like, I can remember thinking that. Now, when I was in treatment, not the rehab part of it, but the detox for the first week, I literally thought like I was gonna pull my skin out. Like, I thought, like, if I do not have a drink, I'm gonna lose it. And I was detoxed on phenobarbital, and I had a really hard detox. And I can just remember thinking, like, I was angry, I was irritable, I was restless, I was discontent. We talk about that, right? But in recovery, we talk about being irritable, restless, and discontent. But like, I felt like my skin was coming off. I thought like, I paced a lot. Oh my God. We had this one unit, and that was a detox unit. The women were on one side, the men were on the other side, and we had a lounge, and at the end, and we didn't leave the unit. We didn't even leave the unit to go eat. They brought us our meals. It was this one unit, and it was snowing like crazy outside. And I'm like, I felt trapped, and I was like, get me out of here, And we couldn't use the phone that much. Like, you could have, I think it was like one phone call a day, because I can remember I called my dad, and I said, there was this woman that used to work at the hospital where I went to treatment, and then I ended up working with her. Her name was Rosie. She was fantastic. And so there was like double doors, and then like this payphone, and then another double door to go out to the main part of the hospital, and the other double doors went into the detox unit. So you had to go into these double doors to make a phone call, and it was one person at a time. And I think you could only make one call a day while you were on detox or something like that. And they would come and like dial the phone for you or something. I don't remember how it worked, but anyway. Maybe there wasn't a limit to the phone calls, because I feel like I made more. But I know you couldn't just sit there like in the rehab unit, in your free time, you could be on the payphone. And many people were. Many people were calling their dealers and getting stuff set up, which is a sad reality, but it's the truth. I was consumed with what was going on with my ex-boyfriend, and finally, my counselor came out, and I was talking on the phone. I was like, did you see him out last night? Oh, he was. Who was he with? And blah, blah, blah. And I'll never forget, my counselor came over, and she just hung up the phone. And I said, excuse me. And she goes, we're done. This is done. You're not doing this anymore. I was like, what? She goes, you're done. You're done being, we're not going to be invested in what's going on out. This doesn't matter. It's, you need to focus on what you're doing here. But anyway, when I was on the detox unit, my dad had called all of my friends and told them, well, other than my one friend that she got sober, like, on New Year's Eve. That's her last day using. So New Year's Day is her sobriety birthday. But she brought me like socks, cigarettes, and books, and shampoo and conditioner, because I wanted, and I can see her standing there in my room. They must have just let her come in for a couple minutes when I was on the detox unit, which is so strange to me. But I can see her standing there, because I held up these socks, and I was like, look at my life. Because you had to wear scrubs the whole time you were on the detox unit. And I just like held up the rehab part. You could wear whatever you wanted to wear, but like on the detox unit, you had to wear scrubs. And I had those socks that had like that no skid, padding on the bottom of them. And I held them up and showed them to her. I was like, look at what's become of my life. And so she must have maybe she just came in and like brought that stuff and then left, because I don't remember her visiting. I just remember her standing there in my room. It's just so weird that I remember that. Okay, it stopped. I was gonna actually go up here and change the battery in a second, but I'll just go further because I didn't want it to die when I get on the interstate. But my dad had called all of my friends and told them not to come get me and not to bring me stuff. And he had called my mom too and told my mom that if I called, just to hang up the phone, because I would manipulate her to come and get me out of treatment, which I would have. And she was in the middle of her own use, you know. The funny thing about it is, I didn't know this at the time. I thought like I was locked in there. I thought this were probably a good 3 weeks of being in the hospital. Not until like the last week. It wasn't a hospital, it was a treatment facility. But not until the last, I mean, we had doctors and nurses and stuff there, but not until the last week did I put 2 and 2 together. I think it was like literally like 3 days before I got out that I said something to my counselor. I was asking about my discharge, something like that. And I said, now, when I'm discharged, like, who takes me up through the double doors? And she was like, you can just walk out through the double doors with your stuff. And I was like, so I don't have to be escorted out through the front door? She was like, we're not a lockdown facility. And I was like, what? She's like, we're not a lockdown facility. You could have left any time. Did you not know that? I was like, no, I had no idea. But you know what? I will tell you this. That's a blessing in disguise, because had I known that, I probably at some point, that those couple days of detox, had I known, I mean, I literally thought like I was like, you know, court ordered in there and I couldn't leave. I mean, I didn't think I was court ordered, but I thought like I was in a lockdown facility. I didn't think that I could leave, you know. Had I known that, I don't know that I would have stayed. I really don't. So I think it's a blessing in disguise that it happened that way. And, but I called my dad one day and I said, you need to come and get me out of this place. I think about this today, how absurd it was that I spoke to my father that way. You don't talk to my dad that way. I never talk to my dad that way. Like, he was like, no, and my dad was like, at the beginning of the conversation, he was like very calm, and he was like, I'm not coming to get you, and you're there, and if you leave, then you can just, I'm not helping you, and you have no apartment, you have no car, you have nothing, I'm done with you. And I said, fine, then you need to bring me some cigarettes, and you need to bring me some this, and you need to, he said, I am bringing you nothing that is habit forming, nothing. I was like, he later talked to the doctor, and the doctor said, this is not the time to tell him that he can't have a cigarette, so you can bring him cigarettes. And honestly, like, the next 6 months, until, like, I was working full-time and could afford it on my own, my dad would take me grocery shopping once a week. He would buy me just the essentials. I got no cash, and, which I shouldn't have anyway. I think he gave me, like, $7 a week for, like, $1 a day for, like, the meetings. But I even think that wasn't until the end. I think at the beginning, like, I asked him for it or whatever, and he was like, no, you're good. You don't need it. Something, I can't remember. But he would buy me a carton of cigarettes, and I had to make that carton last a week. Which, I mean, what an awesome support system that my dad was putting me in an apartment and buying me groceries. I mean, my dad was scared to death for my life. It breaks my heart when I look back on it, you know. I was just talking about this the other day, that the corner that I had my car accident, it's right over here. And I said it's 5 minutes from my house, and I have to drive by it every day. Sometimes I look at it and I think, God, it's so strange to think that this is where it all began for me. Like, right, well, I mean, not literally, but like, this is where I wrecked my car, that my dad and my stepmom came, and they were they parked over here behind the White Castle. And I can show you, it's like right over there. Over there, it used to be Perkins Restaurant, and it's not anymore. It's Verizon. And, yeah, that was where it all started. Right here, and that interstate right there, that was the interstate I was walking over when my dad found me, and this is where I totaled my car. And I said, so he yelled at me on the phone, and I said, and he goes, and I called all of your friends, and I called your mother, and I told your friends that then he got really mad. And he said, and I told all of your friends not to take your calls and not to bring you anything and not to get you out. What is Hustler Hollywood? Oh my Lord. Why didn't, this is new. That used to be, oh, it's right next to Chuck E. Cheese. Novelties, lingerie, and apparel. Oh my Lord. Right next to the Chuck E. Cheese. Oh God, poor Chucky. Anyway, I was gonna joke and say don't forget to use my Adam and Eve code Peter. At Adam and Eve, not Hollywood Apparel or whatever that's called. But anyway, it did look like that Hustler place. So I went to it one time in New Orleans, Nolans. So anyway, so my dad said, I called your friends and I told them not to bring you anything and not to come and get you. And I also called your mom and told her that if you call her, that she should just hang up the phone. I was so mad. I took that phone off that receiver and I went, bang! Bang, 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 bang. And I slammed it down. And I went through those first double doors and I went boom like that through those first double doors, like I have arrived. And that woman, Rosie, who was probably 4'10", she came looking at me and she said, is there a problem? I could see her standing there right now. She said, it's probably like in a Christmas sweater or something, you know. And she goes, is there a problem? And I said, no. Because I was scared to death, right, of any kind of authority figure. She goes, I didn't think so. And then she said something like, you need to go to the lounge or something. I was like, oh God. God, sometimes that seems like just yesterday, you know? And sometimes that seems like it was 27 years ago. I'm gonna pull in here and change the battery. Oh, the battery's dying. 36 minutes. I need to remember this about this battery. I need to get rid of this battery, which you know I won't, but it sounds good, right? In theory, 37 minutes. Look at my head. Hi, I'm way over here in the corner. What's up? Okay, I'm back. Let me tell you what happened. So I pulled in to change the battery, and the next battery that I put in went dead like that. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was getting ready to get on the interstate to go meet Valerie. So thank God I was only like 5 minutes away from home. So I came home to get another battery. But I was getting ready to tell you guys about my serious problem that I have. And then I'll get on the road. Okay, so, and I told Alex about it this morning. I was like, well, he has this process he has to do every morning, which is like, look at Instagram, read his emails, and then he like plays his game, Township, for like 15-20 minutes before he gets out of bed. So I was interrupting his process this morning, and because I couldn't sleep, right? And so I was like, Alex, I have a really serious problem. This is what I did late last night, okay, because I couldn't fall asleep. He was like, what? He goes, I'm doing my process. I go, okay. So here is my serious issue that I have. Are you guys ready? So I made a list of all of the Christmas movies that I want to watch before Christmas. Okay, I have 25 movies on my list. And only one of them I have never seen before, and that is Elf. I think it's the only one I haven't seen before. But there's 25 movies. Seriously, here's my list right here, right? The problem is that we're going into the 15th. So I have 10 days, including Christmas Day, to watch 25 movies. This isn't gonna happen, all right? So here are my movies. 1, Season of Miracles, which is like my favorite like Hallmark movie ever. I can't think of what that woman's name is, Carla Gugliani or whatever from Spy Kids. I love her so much in it. But anyway, I started watching it the other night, but I didn't finish it. So I've got like probably 20 or 30 minutes left. Probably 30 minutes of that, so I have to watch that. Smoky Mountain Christmas. You can watch that on YouTube with Dolly Parton. Christmas Comes to Willow Creek. I think that's on YouTube as well. Box of Delights, which is on YouTube, in like several parts. It's like 4 parts. Miracle on 34th Street, the old one. Elf. Elf is the only one that I have never watched before. Why does it underline it? Like if I hit that, what does that do? It doesn't do anything. Okay. Rudolph, the old claymation one. Charlie Brown's Christmas. Fat Albert's Christmas. The Muppets Christmas Carol, which I started watching this morning on the Disney app. A Christmas Carol, one of any of the old ones. But also the Jim Carrey version that's on Disney as well, the Pixar one. I love that one. Polar Express, Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, which that's not usually on my list, but so many people mentioned it on my, what do you call it, on my Twitter when I asked people like what movies they watch every year, that I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I love that. A friend of mine that I used to work with, that was like her favorite Christmas movie of life, and I had bought it on like eBay like years, I mean this is 20 years ago, right? I had bought it on eBay like 20 years ago, and so she was my secret Santa, and so I wanted her, she would always talk about, she wanted her kids to watch it and you couldn't see it anywhere. I mean this is before streaming devices and stuff, which you can rent Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas like on YouTube, but I don't think it's really anywhere else. And so, because I looked it up this morning, I was like watching like the preview of it and like the first minute and a half and stuff. So anyway, I ended up giving her I think it was a DVD or a VCR tape of it or something. Wasn't that so nice of me? It was so nice. Home Alone, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the original cartoon, Prancer, Die Hard 1 and 2. Those are kind of Christmas Day kind of movies. The Christmas Chronicles, I want to watch the second one. I've seen the first one. Frosty the Snowman, the cartoon, White Christmas, Bad Santa, and Bad Santa 2. I've never seen Bad Santa 2. Angela Lansbury's The Gift of Love, which is an old movie. You can watch it on YouTube. John Denver and the Muppets Christmas. I don't know where I can find that. Krampus, I've never seen. And Bad Christmas, the old one and the new one. I've seen the new one, but like just like in the background. So those are my 25 movies that I have to watch. Maybe we'll watch like Krampus on Christmas Eve. That might be kind of fun. So anyway, yeah, I have to get to it to watch these Christmas movies. Oh, you know what I want to show you guys really quick? Okay, this is so sweet. Look at what somebody did in my neighborhood. So we have this like little roundabout down here where the swimming pool is. Here, I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the swimming pool area, where Troy is always asking me to do a swimming vlog. So in the middle of this little roundabout area, they have all these trees and stuff. So they did like one of those like drive-through little parks here. It's so sweet. Like you can see like right here, this woman, like she's got it all set up right there in front of her house. And then look, as you drive by, is this not the sweetest thing? Okay, I don't know if you can see, but there's like deer right there. And they're like, here, I'm gonna show you because this is so sweet. I'm gonna get out and show you guys. Can you see that these are like little deer? Look at how sweet that is. I love it. And they're like eating and stuff. And then we have a little mailbox. And then there's little animals over there. And then over on that side by the pool, you can see there's little reindeers and little trees over there. And guess what? If you come here early, they play music. I love it. So I'll come and I'll drive down here before I like have to go somewhere, and you can like drive by and you can hear that they're playing music. The music box thing is like right there, but they always turn it off because nobody stays here very late. And there's the swimming pool, which I'm ready to open in 5 months. Thank you very much. Okay. So I have got to get on, take off my watch, it's driving me crazy. I need to get on these Christmas movies. Do you know what this woman did? She took her utility box out here. What a cute concept. Oh, I didn't know that you could do that. She took her utility box and she wrapped it in red plastic to make it like a Christmas present. How cute is that? I would never have thought of that. Anyway, some of our neighbors decorated a lot, and some of our neighbors didn't decorate at all. Now, our neighbors right to the left of us, I can't show you because they don't have their lights plugged in. And hello, there's my cozy Christmas front porch right there. Love it. Anyway, but don't you love that I have like a little Christmas area right in my own neighborhood? I think I can just drive around it all night long if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I could, but I don't really feel like it tonight. I have things to do, like go to the casino. See, these people, like, they plug them in at like 5, and then they unplug them at like 8 when they go to bed. Because right back there, she had this like mailbox thing. It's really cute. It's all lit up as fake. It's not a real mailbox. It's a fake mailbox. And it has like this letter that goes in it, and it lights up too, and it's all this kind of stuff. It's real cute. It looks real country. I love it. Well, she always unplugs it. It's never lit at night. We leave our lights on all night long. Why wouldn't you? Okay, so that is my drama of how am I going to get all of these Christmas movies watched. Now, the reality is I'll probably just play a lot of them in the background while I'm doing stuff. That being the case, I probably could get 3 of them done, you know, a day. Like, and some of them are cartoons that are shorter, like Charlie Brown and Rudolph. Those are like an hour long. I can watch those on the computer while I'm like putting videos together and stuff like that. So I can maybe get some of it done, but I am going to check my list off as I go. If you remember watching my vlog a couple years ago, I actually had one of those little notebooks. I love those little notebooks. You know what I'm talking about, where it has like the spiral wire at the top or whatever, and then you fold them over and they're like this big. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I love those little notebooks. I'm obsessed with them. So anyway, I made a list of all the Christmas movies that I wanted to see, and then I crossed them off when I watched them. I know. Some people on my comments, on my thread on Twitter were like, every year I have to see, and they would list like 2 movies, and I'm like, you only have 2 movies? Like, I literally have 25, and I could have probably made a list of like 30 or 40. I didn't put Holiday Inn on there, I just put White Christmas. I didn't put both Miracle on 34th Streets, I just put the old one because that's the best one. I don't dislike the new one, but I like the old one better. And I could watch all of the different Christmas carols because I just love the message of that story and that movie so much. I don't love the George C. Scott one. That's not my favorite. Michael Caine is in Muppets Christmas Carol. Did I tell you I started watching this morning with Rizzo the Rat? Oh my god, it's so cute. So I'll finish that. But you know, the thing is, I was looking on cable the other day at the Christmas movies, and there's literally like 1,000 Christmas movies. You know, when I was a kid, I would have eaten that up. Oh my god, I would have watched a movie every single night from like June going to Christmas because I loved Christmas so much. And now, here it is, 10 days before Christmas, and I've had all this time to watch all these movies, and there's 900 Hallmark movies on cable for free, and how many have I watched? 0. And I was telling my friend was it Valerie I was talking to about this, or Tanya tonight? I was telling Valerie about this because I was telling her about my books, and I said, I've got like 10 books I have to listen to too before Christmas. And she goes, why? And I go, because I bought all these Christmas books and I'm not going to want to read them after Christmas. And she goes, why not? And I go, I mean, when Christmas is over, I don't want to be reading no Christmas books. Sorry, I just am not all about Christmas books after Christmas, you know? I'm ready to talk about the beach and things like that on the day after Christmas. She just laughed. She thought it was funny. Didn't you, Valerie? She watches my vlogs every day. She's my good friend that actually watches my videos. Tanya's always like, I talk to you so much, why would I want to watch a video where you're talking? I'm like, Tanya. Every once in a while she'll watch a video though, like, she keeps up with like the stuff that's going on with like the drama stuff. She knows more than I do sometimes. No, she really doesn't, but she'll ask me questions. Well, that's what Valerie will do too. She'll say like, oh my lord, what's going on with that Trisha Paytas? Like, I don't know, Valerie. That one night, Tanya and I were driving around. She goes, you weren't lying. She goes, Trisha Paytas really is a Hare Krishna. Oh my god, when your real world meets your YouTube world. Do you guys, like most of you out there, do you have like, do your friends, partners, family, do none of them understand like YouTube? Like, you watch YouTube for entertainment and whatever, and you have YouTubers that you watch and that you like, and like none of them understand it. Like, I feel like I have people that say that to me all the time. They're like, none of my friends and family understand that like I watch YouTube on a regular basis. I'm like, oh. None of my, like, I'll ask people, like, I mean, I know my close friends, I'll ask them about YouTube. That's not true. My one friend, she and her son watch my videos. And Caroline's son, David, he and his girlfriend watch all of my review videos. And that's actually kind of like most people that are in my personal life, they like my review videos. Like, they'll watch those. Caroline watches my videos from time to time. But most people are like if I ask them, like, do you watch, not mine, not that arrogant that I tell everybody in my life to watch my videos. But I'll say to people, like, when they ask me, like, if it's people that I meet, and they'll be like, what do you do? And I'm like, I make YouTube videos. And they're like, how does that work? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, well, how do you, like, are you told what videos to make? I'm like, no, I wish. They're like, so how do you come up with ideas? And I'm like, I don't know, I just, you know, I just sit down and kind of figure out what I want to do that day. They're like, wow, like, I don't think I could come up with an idea for a YouTube video. And I'm like, really? Not at all? They're like, no. And then I'm like, well, do you watch YouTube? And they're like, well, I watch YouTube videos from time to time. And I'm like, well, is there anybody specific that you watch? And they go, what do you mean? And this is when I know that they don't understand YouTube, like the way that we understand. You know, you know what I'm saying, the way that we watch YouTube, okay? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, is there anybody that you specifically watch like every one of their videos? And they're like, oh, no. Like my friend Valerie, like she has YouTubers that she watches. She watches that, oh, she's gonna kill me. She's told me her name so many times. It's like a woman's name with numbers after it. And she's like more of a mature, like, makeup artist. She really likes her. I've actually had quite a few friends of mine that like Jaclyn Hill and Tati back in the day, as far as makeup artists go. But, like, I'll ask somebody, like, is there any, like, YouTubers that you watch? And they're like, I don't understand what you're asking. And I'm like, you watch, like, all the videos they post and you keep up with, oh, no. Like, I'll Google something like Disney World, you know, Christmas or something, you know, and they're like, and then I'll watch all the videos about that or how to do a bow tie and whatever. Now, I will say that quite a few of my friends, are like, they watch TikToks and they're constantly encouraging me to be on TikTok. They're like, why don't you do videos on TikTok? And I'm like, well, I've tried. It's just like, it's hard for me to stay like, within 30 seconds to 3 minutes, you know? But I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and they're like, you really need to upload on TikTok more often. And Caroline told me that too. She's like, you should upload 2 to 3 times on TikTok a day. And she's like, you're so funny. She's like, people would really like the videos. I'm like, okay. So I do think that's going into January, I am going to, like, that's going to be one of my goals for 2022, is that I'm going to start uploading on TikToks regularly, and I'm going to do, like, YouTube shorts and things like that. I'm going to do all of it. Why not? Life is short, you know? Sometimes TikTok makes me nervous, honestly. I don't know why, but it does. And I don't really know how to edit anything on TikTok. So I don't really get it. I think the more I did it and the more I played around with it, I'd probably get it, right? But, like, I don't understand it, so. But I do think I'm going to do more of that in January. And posting more of my, like, this is always a goal of mine, is to post more on, like, my Instagram story, post, like, an Instagram picture every day or every other day. I need to do more of that, too. Because I enjoy doing all that kind of stuff. I have fun with it. But, you know, your day gets away from you, kind of. Well, my day gets away from me. It does. Where's my lip balm? My lip balm. It's not a lip balm. It's a lip balm. Where is it? Okay, I got my re-wetting drops for my contacts. My Aleve. Lip gloss. Where is a pen? It's always, like, right there, and I'm like, how did I not see it or feel it? Here it is. Do you know what is so just most uncomfortable feeling? Is when you reach into your bag and you have, here, I'll show it to you, and you guys will know what I'm talking about, those of you that carry bags, and you have an emery board in there. Okay, your fingers, the feeling on an emery board when you're digging in there for something is so weird, isn't it? It truly is like nails on a chalkboard. People always drive so fast on the interstate. I'm like, why are you in such a hurry? People that watch my vlog must think that I'm, like, the slowest driver in the world. I'm not. Like, I go the speed limit. I don't go much over the speed limit. Alex always laughs at me because he's like, you drive so slow. I'm like, I don't drive slow. I'm a safe driver. I'm conservative with my speed. There's IKEA. IKEA makes me kind of nervous. Like, that store is so big inside. Oh my God, did you guys hear about those people? I think it was in Denmark. that there was 30 people that got stuck at IKEA because of a blizzard, or like something snow-wise, snowstorm, blizzard, or whatever. There was 30 people there. I don't know if they work there. I think they work there or something. So they ate the food, like in the diner and whatever. They were stuck there overnight, and they had like a sleepover, and then they all slept on like the beds, like in the showrooms and stuff like that. I was telling Alex, and he goes, oh my God, that is something that you would love. I go, right? Oh my God, I would love that so much. But it did remind me of the Grady Hendrix book that I read that was called Horror Store, which was like the store in there was modeled after IKEA. Like it was supposed to be like an IKEA, and it was about like all the scary stuff that happened. That was actually a really good book. I really enjoyed that book. I read that book during the lockdown, listened to it in my car while I would play Words with Friends with Bunny back in the day. Well, Bunny and 900 other people. Hey, Bunny, how are you? So anyway, it's crazy to think we're 10 days away from Christmas. I feel like, I mean, honestly, like, if I really think about things, no, it doesn't seem like it was just yesterday to me. But it does feel like it hasn't been that long since, like, the pool closed and fall was, you know, or whatever. It seems like that wasn't too long ago. And now here we are going into Christmas and then New Year's. Before you know it, we'll be counting down the days to spring and summer. Can't wait. I need to really start planning my birthday trip and figuring out what I'm doing. I wish, I'll tell you what I wish. Wish on a star for $100 million. Yeah. But if I could, I wish that we were going to Mexico for New Year's this year. We need to just plan ahead next year because, oh my God, these lights over here, I don't know if I'll be able to see it once we pass, if I'll be able to see it once we pass this apartment complex. Oh my God, these houses over here, they're unbelievable. Well, they all like 3 in a row or something like that. Maybe it was just one and it was the yard, I don't know, but they have lights everywhere. My husband is texting me. But that weather was like so beautiful there during this time of year. I think it would be fun to be a, let me take this, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I honestly have no idea what I was talking about, none whatsoever. I know you guys, I was probably in the middle of a story and you're like, oh, we don't get to hear the end of the story. But I can't pull off the interstate to go back and check what I was talking about. I saw those Christmas lights and those were really pretty. What was I talking about? Wiggle your toes, Peter. Set off the neurons in your brain so that you remember what it was. Most of my Christmas presents have come in the mail, thankfully. I have like 3 or 4 things that still haven't come yet, but they'll come because they've already been shipped, so they're on their way. I honestly do not remember what I was talking about. I wish I did. Peter, what were you talking about? Do you guys like that Josh Groban song from Polar Express? I hadn't heard it at all this year yet, and I heard it tonight. And right now on the Hallmark Channel is John Legend, My Favorite Things. I don't know if I've ever heard that version either. But I love that Josh Groban song. I can't remember what it's called, but I really like that song. You know how I always talk about that, well, I don't always, probably on here, but I talk to my friends about how I love that Faith Hill song. Where are you, Christmas? I don't love The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Is that who it is, Jim Carrey? I don't love that Grinch, right? But I do love that song. And this morning I heard that song. I was so excited. I was saying that I need to plan for my birthday. And I was also talking about wishing that we could go to Mexico for Christmas because the weather was so nice. And I was saying that, well, that's one of the things about my birthday. It's like, that's not a great time of year to go to Mexico or the Caribbean because it can just be really risky as far as rain and stuff like that. And one of the places that we were actually thinking about going was Aruba, although I have to tell you that Aruba is not like on my top 10 list of places I want to go for my birthday. I would love to go to Aruba, but the thing is, like, if we went there, the weather would probably be pretty good, and there wouldn't be a lot of rain and stuff like that, and it's more risky of rain and stuff, and the red tide. I mean, I don't want to go somewhere and pay some outrageous amount of money to go somewhere and have the red tide ruin a vacation, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll make the most of it wherever we go, but if we're gonna do that, I would just rather save a trip for that, like, you know, for the following February or something like that. Where are you, Christmas? I kind of would like to go to Anguilla, too. Anguilla, Turks and Caicos, Grand Cayman, maybe Aruba. I really love our place in Mexico. I mean, like, I am not opposed to going there for my birthday. And it would, I mean, it's like we'd still be going on a trip for my birthday, right? And we would save some money by going there because it wouldn't be as expensive as, you know, going somewhere else, and it's an all-inclusive and whatever, but I don't know. We'll see. I need to really sit down and kind of start looking at things and figuring out where I really want to go. I will be very excited to go to Miami in March, though, and that'll be a fun trip. And we're going with Melissa and Jason. I can't believe it was so warm today. I think it's supposed to be like this through Christmas. I think it's supposed to be 40s to 50s, lower 40s to upper 40s. I think it's supposed to be like the lower 40s to the lower 50s between now and Christmas. No chance for snow, thank you very much. That's all I wanted was a white Christmas. Okay, I'm going to get off here now. So, I just want to say thank you guys for watching tonight. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And if you made it this far, put your favorite winter or Christmas emoji in the comment section below. And put your favorite Christmas movie as well. Christmas movie or holiday movie. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, it can be a holiday movie. And some other holiday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Oh, and I had to go back and do it because I messed it up the first time. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love you. And for the love ya. And for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy birthday, Lena. Love ya. Bye. Love ya.